Oh, what are you doing? Yoga poses? I got company today, so. Okay, Virasana.
Oh, let me spotlight you. Okay.
He looks very relaxed there.
Yeah, he does. Or she. Whatever.
Or she. So we're reading, yeah, I think you're right, it is a woman. We're reading the Hatha Yoga Pradipika Swami Mukta Bodhandana. Bless you. Bless you.
Bless you.
Isn't.
So she says, placing one foot by the opposite thigh and the other foot under the same thigh is known as Virasana. Sit on the left heel, bend the right knee, and place the foot beside the left knee. Place the right elbow on the right knee and the palm against the right cheek. The left hand should be placed on the left knee. Close the eyes and concentrate on the breath. Hold the position for a minute or two. Sit with the left foot behind the left buttocks. Technique 2, big toe under the buttock, and as in Vajrasana. Place the right foot on the left thigh and keep the knees widely separated. Keep the hands on the knees. Chin or Jnana Mudra, spine erect, head straight. There are variations of this asana according to different acharyas of Hatha Yoga. This is the traditional posture as described by commentators of the Hatha Yoga texts. The full name of this asana is Mahabhyarasana. Virasana is an abbreviation. Maha means great, Vira means valiant, or to display heroic power and the ability to subdue. Mahavir is the name of Hanuman, the monkey god, who is the great hero of the Hindu pantheon. This gives us a clear indication of the benefits and purpose of this asana. Virasana stabilizes the energy flow to reproductive organs and enables control of sexual energy. It increases willpower and strengthens the body. As in the other sitting positions, specific nadis in the legs which are connected to sex glands, sex organs, and associated brain centers are stimulated. I just read something yesterday that some people think that Hanuman is still alive.
Oh.
I thought that was interesting. He's hiding out somewhere, like Santa Claus, you know.
That's crazy.
For anyone watching later on, the idea of Hanuman is he's in a story called the Ramayana I never pronounced it correctly, Ramayana, and he is a yogi who is a prince of the monkey people, which in my own personal translation of this, I believe personally they were Australopithecine because it was so long ago, and they coexisted with the humans, and he was the prince of a whole kingdom of monkey people, and he was very valiant and brave, and he had great yogic powers, and he saved the princess Sita from the asura or demon Ravana. So the idea of Hanuman is he's so devoted to Ram, which is a incarnation of Vishnu or divinity, and he represents what every yogi should be, essentially. So he's a great teacher through his example. So I guess this pose helps with that, with embodying those traits. So the next one is Kurmasana, tortoise pose, and they have two different variations, which is interesting. I've never seen this first one. Press the anus firmly with the ankles in the opposite direction and sit well poised. According to the yogis, this is Kurmasana. So this is the first variation. Looks like the legs are crossed underneath. First, sit in Vajrasana with the knees together and the feet under the buttocks, then place the feet in such a way that the heels press the anus and the toes point outward. The weight is on the heels and the sides of the feet. In this way, the body must be well balanced, straight, and relaxed. If this is too strenuous on the feet, the heels may be kept further apart. This asana is very good for straightening a curved spine. The heels press the anus close to the Vajra Nadi and prevent energy from escaping. Thus, it is useful for both celibates and householders. It channelizes the sexual energy to higher centers in the body and regulates the sex glands, reproductive, and excretory organs. Important nadis on the sides of the feet, which connect the kidneys and other visceral organs, are pressed and thereby receive gentle stimulation. Those people suffering from lack of energy, sexual, and urinary disorders can practice Kurmasana to help rectify these problems. However, unless the feet are supple, it would be difficult to sit on them comfortably. Anyone who practices Mula Bandha, which is the root lock, when you're peeing, you want to stop peeing all those muscles. You squeeze up and in. Will find this asana helpful. Kormasana varies according to different texts. This particular asana, called Korma because of the shape of the body, resembles that of a tortoise. The description sounds simple, but one has to practice it carefully, and the feet have to be sufficiently supple. So this is the posture I've always learned as Kormasana, where your arms are underneath your legs, and you're kind of like folding into yourself. It takes a lot of prep work. It's very advanced.
So is Kormas turtle?
Yeah.
I mean tortoise.
Yeah. There's a story about, was it Manu was the tortoise who carried every humanity on his back or something like that? Very, very early stories found in a lot of different spiritual texts, even beyond the Vedas and other cultures too, about the tortoise. This asana is extremely helpful for those who have a slip disc. It also stimulates the kidneys and the digestive tract. Blood flow is directed to the spine and back, muscles, and head. We're getting into some very uncomfortable looking postures. So this is Kukatasana.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like I don't know what her intention is, but like she's going like straight into the poses.
Yes, she is. No warm up. Assuming Padmasana, which is lotus pose, insert the hands between the thighs and calves, planting them, the hands firmly on the ground, raise the body in the air. This is Kukatasana. I don't like this pose very much. You can
The name
start
is very
by,
cool, but the pose. Ugh.
huh?
I said the name is very cool, but the pose, my
The
lord.
pose is very uncomfortable. So you could start by practicing taking your hands outside your lotus pose and trying to lift your butt and getting good like that. And then you have to get so tight in your lotus that you could put your arms through, that there's enough space between the leg and the calf.
I've only seen one person ever do this. This guy who would, well, anyway, I'm sorry, go ahead.
All right. It's because you got to demonstrate it to you. People with a lot of hair on the legs may find it difficult and painful to insert the arms between the thighs and calves.
That's the problem.
Shaving the legs or applying oil to them will ease the problem. You got to lubricate. Those with a lot of fat or muscle on the legs will also have difficulty. Kukatasana is known as the Cockerel Pose, as the shape of the body resembles a cockerel. What is a cockerel?
I thought it was some kind of bird.
Is it? I thought like it was a dog.
Well,
Pamela looking it up.
yeah.
I'm looking at. I'm seeing. Oh, it says it's a rooster.
Hey, good call, Sue. Okay. Yeah, right. I could see that with the wings.
Yeah.
And the hands are the little chicken feet.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. All right.
I guess when it's sideways, it looks more like it. Like, hold on, I'll share this.
The asana is said to be useful.
See, like the sideways view?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
see the chicken thing.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, I see it. Kukatasana, so it's like a cockerel. This asana is said to be useful in the process of awakening Kundalini. It strengthens the arms and shoulder muscles and gives a sensation of levitation. Normally the body weight is on the legs and feet, but in this asana it is altered, and therefore the energies of the body flow in a different direction. Oh, here we go. Kormasana, stretching tortoise.
Oh my.
I guess you kind of like roll backwards and give yourself a hug.
Yeah, but look at where your arms are positioned. That's interesting.
Yeah, it looks really uncomfortable. First, make the body ready for Kukatasana, but instead of raising the body, slowly roll back on the floor. Bring the arms right through between the legs and clasp the shoulders with the hands or join the hands behind the neck. Okay, technique 2. Now you got to roll back up and balance on your bum. Kormasana tones the nervous system and induces relaxation. If the final position is held comfortably, it is particularly recommended for people who suffer from nervous disorders and for those who become angry easily, as it regulates the adrenal glands. That's interesting. Kormasana also stimulates digestion and appetite. We know this one, Dhanurasana. I'm just going to read the benefits instead of the instructions. Just as there are different stages for drawing a bow, there is progression for the various techniques of Dhanurasana. Okay, so the first one is you're pretty low. The second one, we get the feet higher. And then the third one, we reverse the grip. So it's a full, where we flip the grip. The final position of each stage can be held either with normal breathing or internal breath retention. The body can also be gently rocked forward and back. Concentration should be on Vishuddhi chakra in the back of the neck, or on the Manipura in the abdominal region, or on the midpoint where the back is bending. Dhanurasana is very important for stimulating the solar plexus. It regulates the digestive, eliminatory, and reproductive organs. It massages the liver and pancreas and is thus very useful for yogic management of diabetes. The kidneys are stimulated and the whole alimentary canal is toned. By lying on the diaphragm with the arms stretched back, the heart is given a gentle massage, and because the chest is fully expanded in this posture, Dhanurasana is useful in the treatment of various chest ailments. It stimulates and regulates the endocrine glands, particularly thyroid and adrenal glands, and it induces production of cortisol. The backward bend of the spine adjusts the vertebral column, straightening a hunched back and drooping shoulders. It is also recommended for treating certain types of rheumatism. Dhanurasana helps to regulate the menstrual cycle and also to correct female infertility if the cause is not due to deformity of reproductive organs themselves. I'm cracking up. We always make that joke that we get so many women pregnant at Revolution. And it's really the asana, like, and we've had so many people get pregnant while they're in teacher training, even when they don't mean to. And it's just that all the asana makes you so fertile. It corrects a lot of infertility issues, which is such a crazy thing in our culture that, right? Like, so many women are infertile now because we're so divorced from nature. There's so many chemicals disrupting our endocrine system, and we're just hunching over chairs, and it's not the way our hips are meant to. Yeah.
I always say to myself, like, if to like friends that are having trouble, like, just go sit in a Rev yoga class for an hour and you'll walk out pregnant. It's so powerful there. Like, it really is. Like, and it's just really beautiful. Like, the thought of putting vibes out there, like, what could be more powerful than being like in a prenatal yoga class surrounded by because I've taken, like, not for the prenatal, but for gentle flow, where they're like a mix. And it is just so beautiful, those classes.
Yeah.
They're so, like, healing and calming. Yeah, so just keep showing up to that. It really is. I totally agree.
Yeah, I thought about that a lot because when you become pregnant in Ayurveda, they say that the woman is like a pot of oil, a vessel of oil, and you can't let a drop spill. It's like the vessel of oil is just filled to the top. It's brimming with oil. And if you make the wrong move, the oil's going to spill. Right? So it's this idea that they should be calm and relaxed and happy. Otherwise, things don't work right in your body. And I think it's not just pregnancy, and especially with breastfeeding. So many women have trouble breastfeeding. And a lot of it has to do with the levels of stress, their stress hormones interfering with the hormonal cascade that they're supposed to get to help them to produce milk. And then it's also with birthing, there's a whole hormonal cascade. With getting pregnant, there's a whole hormonal cascade, and stress hormones interfere directly with sex hormones. It's like all the food that you eat and all the energy of your body goes towards making that instead of making the hormones that you need. In the medical field, there's a term for it. Oh, that when the person is in duress. And I think of that all the time, that like a lot of us in our culture are in duress all the time. And it interferes with just the common functioning of our body. Like, we're not meant as humans to be stressed out all the time. We're completely destroying ourselves with it. So yeah, I think the yoga practice is so severely needed by everyone in our culture, especially right now.
Yeah. Well, and even like what you were saying, I think it was yesterday, about how you prepared yourself for 6 months prior. Like, I don't think a lot of women, especially, or men, know to do that.
They don't know.
Show up to prenatal classes 6 months before you're even starting to think.
Yeah.
Get your body ready.
Right. They don't know. And then they don't know that the quality of the semen in the egg will produce whatever's going on. But the thing is, like, it's beyond you, right? Like, as much as it's nice to have that wisdom, there's the universal plan. Like, the person who's coming in is supposed to get the body you're making for them, whatever state it's in, because of their karma. It's like so many different levels of.
But I guess it's like, how I thought of it, because I thought of that. I'm like, Isabella was choosing you regardless, right? Whether you did that or not. But like, how we can help heal our ancestors' karmas now, if you believe that stuff. But it's just like you're helping heal her karmas for future.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
I think so. I think when you get into a state of not being in duress, you start to heal trauma.
Yeah.
I don't think you can heal trauma in a state of duress.
It's like going back to that Back to the Future movie. It's like you're changing the path of her future by calming yourself down. I don't know. Who knows?
Or maybe I had to get to that state for her to even come down in the first place.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, honestly, like, you doing that for her was really, at the end of the day, you doing it for you. Like, these women should be showing, and already, like, they're showing up, like, I guess you're already like missing the point of yoga. If like you're showing up to take care of your baby that's not even here. It's like, you need to take care of you first. Like, so many moms don't take care of them first and they go straight to the baby.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what showing up to the yoga practice does for them. It allows them to show up for them first and then allows the baby to come.
Yeah.
Whereas like other times it's just focusing on like, when will my baby come? When will my baby come? And you're just like stressing yourself out even more and not caring for self. I don't know.
If I was doing that, she wouldn't come. I was like, where are you? I feel you. Come on. And she wouldn't come. Yeah. I had to get to the point where I understood that like, she's supposed to be born for her karma. It's not my karma anymore. You know, it's like, well, I mean, I guess it kind of is, but it's mostly like, you know, she's supposed to be born at the time when the other people are born that she's supposed to have her karma with. And I have to like stop trying to control everything. But they say, it's so cheesy. I know it's so cheesy, but like everyone always says like, oh, your child is your guru.
Well, your child is definitely your boss in that sense. So if guru means, I think even when you're pregnant, your child teaches you, you have to stop because this is what's going to happen and you can't change it. I was just thinking about when I was pregnant, which was long before I found yoga. But even now, the message that culture sends is you can do everything. You can keep on working your 50 or 60 hour weeks. You can keep on commuting. You can keep on grabbing lunch whenever you can grab lunch. Maybe you'll get to drink water during the day, maybe not. You know, you can keep on doing all of this stuff because of this whole view of, you know, man and woman as superheroes, when we're not. We're just people. And but there is tremendous pressure to keep on doing that. When I was pregnant with Ben the first time, my first pregnancy, relatively early in my pregnancy, we found out that my husband had cancer. He had, and it was serious, and he had a big you know, he had surgery, and chemo didn't work in this kind of cancer, and also it's a long time ago with radiation surgery, that kind of thing. It was a very big deal, and yet I went to work every day. I you know, it's like I didn't stop, because in some respects it was a cultural expectation, and where I worked was a cool enough place, so if I would have said I am falling apart, I need to take some time, they would have said, you know, take some time. So it's, you know, it's, and I think that cultural expectation is still out there.
Oh yeah.
I see younger generation has moved into our street. I see women pregnant walking to the train, et cetera, which is fine if you can do it and if it serves you while you're, you know. Plus, you just need to.
I know you have to just like suck it up and do it, but I say my mantra in this house to my husband all the time is like, this is so unnatural. So like have to be a full-time housewife and work full-time simultaneously and homeschool, and you know, people are.
Oh, I cannot imagine having to do the remote schooling.
Yes.
And now if you're a full-time housewife and you're doing serious homeschooling, you can do that because it's built into your life. But the remote schooling and working from home and still taking care of the house,
it's insane.
No matter what the partnership is between, you know, if there are two partners, no matter what that partnership is, that is a layer of stress that is just awful.
Awful. And then I can't even imagine your husband being sick on top of everything else. That must have been the most intense experience ever.
It was very intense, and it was, you know, what was hard about it on a selfish level? You know, we kept on operating, we kept on moving, but after his surgery, he kind of withdrew because he was dealing with mortality, you know, and you know, he was a young man. And when you're somewhat newly pregnant, we weren't that young because I didn't get pregnant until I was 36, and Ben was born when I was 37. What was so hard was the fact that I really needed him in a way that I didn't know until he withdrew. And that took some work to get through. It would have been nice to have had yoga at the time to help me just breathe through the whole thing, you know. But so it's good. You know, I agree with Pam about the gentle classes, the prenatal classes. I used to go to them a lot. I loved them, and I love seeing the pregnant ladies, but I also just love the flow of it, the calming and soothing flow of it. It was pretty terrific.
Yeah, I always joke, like, not even joke, but like seriously, like gentle is a relative term. There were some gentle classes that were my hardest classes because like we were talking yesterday, like they were slower paced, or you held a pose longer, you're with your thoughts more.
Yep.
But they're what you need, and like you could make it challenging because instead of doing Nisha's chin, you could just do, you know, if you took a Renata gentle, you're leaving there sweaty sometimes.
Well, Ellie used to begin her classes, her gentle classes, by saying, gentle doesn't mean easy.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right. It's just like being gentle with your thoughts and how you talk to yourself and being aware of what you need right now. So yeah, I love those gentle classes.
Well, you're encouraging me to look up the schedule and see if I can hit one of those.
Yeah, there's a lot of them on there now.
You might like Sarah Gallagher. Kelly's got a great class.
Yeah, Kelly's Saturday morning classes used to be packed, and yet it was so calming. It was a rather interesting thing.
Yeah.
A special touch.
Anyway.
We should probably stop reading and just move into breath and meditation so we end on time.
Agreed. Okay. Do you want to lead pranayama?
Sure.
Pam?
Sure. We'll do 3 rounds of nostril breathing and then move into alternate nostril, and then we'll take 20-minute meditation. Just finding a tall, straight spine, inhaling through the nose. Notice the breath. Begin to lengthen it and deepen it. And see if you can bring your attention to the breath. Watching it move up and down the spine. And then bringing your hand in front of your right hand in front of your nose. Closing right nostril with your right thumb. Inhale through your left. Close left, exhale right. Inhale right. Close, exhale left. Inhale left. Close and exhale right. Inhale right. Close, exhale left. Inhale left. Close, exhale right. Inhale right. Close, exhale left. Taking 5 more rounds on your own breath, finishing up with exhaling on the left side. If you haven't finished already, taking your time to finish, I'm going to set the timer for 20 minutes. So if you need to set your own timer, go ahead. And setting your intention for your meditation today. And if it feels okay for you to dedicate your practice over to Micheline, sending her some extra love today. Bringing hands to clasp. Namaste.
Namaste.
Have a beautiful day.
Thank you.
Bye, Pamela.
Have a good one.